Progress. Next chapter.
Luna, forces! Lodging! Fight!
To launch the required payload, 3 ponies, air, food, water for 12 days will require.
Luna's abacus clicked loudly in the silence of the midday library. She scribbled down her calculations rapidly onto the journal she was writing in. Specific photos, field recommendations are good, but could be better. Otherwise, this rocket will be as large as a skyscraper. We could do it that way, but given the funding... Luna tapped the side of her cheek in a frown.
Well, we have the proposal, but I don't see how we could convince the taxpayer we required a moonshot.
Oh, why couldn't any of the other nations be working towards space to give us a competition? She tapped her chin.
Well, kind of hard to manage competition when you've got 2 gods to work against, but still, they could at least try.
She scribbled a few more possibilities down. Luna then became aware of breathing very, very close to her ear. Slowly, she looked to her side.
Sister?
Sister? Celestia returned, smiling. Luna looked away for a few moments, closed her eyes, then reopened them and looked back. Celestia was still there, almost uncomfortably close. Luna looked back at the stacks of books in front of her.
Can I do something for you?
Luna asked, sounding resigned.
You're already doing much for me, Luna,
Celestia said with a wry smile.
Thanks to your hard work, I can have a few nights off a week.
Luna nodded.
Well, it's only fair that you get to take breaks now that I'm back and can handle the moon.
Yes, it is. However, there's something very unfair going on, Celestia said. Luna blinked.
What is going on? When I give you days off, what do you do with them?
Celestia asked patiently. Luna looked up at the ceiling innocently.
I go have fun.
You do work, Celestia said. Luna scowled.
Work is fun.
No, work is work, Celestia said.
I don't mind you reading or researching for fun, but this is work.
She tapped Luna's stack of papers, nearly knocking them over. Luna grabbed them between her hooves and carefully reorganized them into a neat stack with a scowl at her older sister.
It's fun, Luna said.
Luna, you're doing accounting for the space program, Celestia said patiently. Before you completely reorganize the integration system for the entire province, establish a whole new system of emergency response and management for the entire kingdom, and made sense of the tax code. Celestia shook her head in some disbelief at the last one. Luna huffed.
The best part problem requires better organization and communication between civil services. I know the moon better than anyone alive, and the tax code was a that big a mess. I just needed to streamline the whole process a little,
Luna said defensively.
All of which is great work, but it isn't fun,
Celestia insisted. It requires you to be alone.
Didn't I promise that you'd never be alone again?
The sun goddess frowned. Luna looked down at her hooves.
I just want to be useful, she said quietly. I have a lot to make up for.
No, Nightmare Moon had a lot to make up for. She did. She's gone, Celestia said firmly. As far as I'm concerned, Princess Luna did nothing wrong. Luna winced. Celestia sighed and nuzzled Luna's head.
It's been weeks since you went out with the apples. I'm just a little concerned. The apples have a lot of work to do. I can't impose upon them,
Luna said. She shuffled her papers neatly and smiled.
I can't imagine how rough it must be for them.
She scowled at her sister.
Which is why I must do as much work to make things easier for them when it comes to bureaucracy and policy, as well as every other Earth pony.
Sister, Celestia smiled, and Luna looked over at her.
Sister, why are you smiling?
The Moon Princess asked suspiciously.
Luna, I have a task for you,
Celestia said. Luna's eyes narrowed. What sort of task?
You're quite right. It is difficult for us to understand the problems of Earth ponies, Celestia said. We are so concerned with the running of things, we don't stop to appreciate the things themselves.
The cogs in the machine, if you will. I think the two of us should try to live like normal ponies for a while.
At least, part-time.
Oh no, Luna groaned. You can't be serious. This is a very important task, Luna, Celestia said solemnly. It'll keep us from becoming too discontented with our subjects, like so many rulers before. But, but I have no favorite faculty to how to be Norman, Luna said. Why don't you ask Sundance for help? She's an earth pony and lives outside the palace, Celestia suggested. Her eyes sparkled. In fact, I think she posted an ad for a roommate very recently. I couldn't oppose. We could pay her extra, on top of rent, Celestia said. She winked. And to avoid embarrassing her or ourselves, we could pose as normal ponies. Luna sighed. Fine! She closed her abacus. But I get to take abacus with me. You're calling it by name now? Celestia asked with raised eyebrows. Luna flushed. Yes, so? Nothing, Celestia said in a sing-song voice. She winked as she tried off. I'm just wondering if I should tell Big Mac he has competition. Hey! Besides that, she needs to have abacus. Tiberius will come for another... Oh, this fic was made in 2011. The Tiberius issue came in 2014. So, she won't have Tiberius for another 3 years. Sundance was relaxing on her couch in her flat, stretched out luxuriously. She had been taking quite a lot of work in order to keep up, especially with a Grand Gallery Gala coming up in a matter of months. She sighed as she looked up at the ceiling. Oh, I love to go, she said. She smiled as she imagined all the dancing, the food, the high class, and now introducing Princess Sundance, Queen of the Day. I said to Princess, so Princess of the Day, with her hunky escort. She would ask Princess Luna if she could get her tickets, but she didn't want to look like she was thinking of taking advantage of the relationship for their own benefit. Princess Luna had been so kind already. Other aristocrats would have, and had, fired her for less. Besides, Princess Luna worked long hours and was very serious outside the microwave incident. She didn't think galas were her thing. Ding dong! I wonder who could that be? Sundance murmured. She got up and trotted through the house to the front door and opened it. She blinked a few times. Hello, said Princess Luna, standing there with a pair of glasses perched on her nose and a frilly bow around her neck. Her wings and horn had vanished, but there was no doubt it was her. I'm Celine. I'm here about the room. She pulled out a bag of bits from a pair of saddlebags she wore and hoofed it over to Sundance. Here, have some rent. Sundance looked into the bag. Her eyes bugged out as about 1,000 gold bits shined out of it. She looked back at Princess Luna, who was also peering into the bag. That's quite a lot, isn't it? Is it? I'm not entirely sure. I'm Celine, by the way. A perfectly normal earth pony, with glasses, because normal ponies wear glasses, Luna said quickly. Sundance's lips twitched. She didn't know whether to laugh or to cry out, but she figured it would be best to do it inside. I'm here about the room. I want to be your roommate, Luna said. I know the asked for a young professional. Well, I am. Sort of. I am very professional. I don't know about the young part, but I assure you I am absolutely wonderful as a roommate. Which I want to be. Yours, I mean. Luna smiled brightly. Okay. Why don't we go inside and discuss this, Celine? Sundance said, backing out of the way. Luna smiled. Thank you. She tried inside and looked around. Oh, this is very nice. Well, thank you, Princess Luna, Sundance said after closing the door. Luna turned and looked back over her shoulder insolently. Princess Luna, you must have me confused with some other pony. Sundance stared. Luna stared back. Luna sighed and removed the glasses. Not that convincing, huh? Well, maybe to some pony who's never met you before, Your Majesty. Sundance pointed out. May I ask what you're doing here? My sister wants me to learn how normal earth ponies live, Luna said, curiously examining one of the knickknacks Sundance had lying around the house. She turned and smiled at Sundance. And since you are a normal earth pony, with a room opening up,
I thought you would be perfect. Well, Sundance tried. Luna frowned. If it's an inconvenience, I can live. You can keep the rent. What? Oh, no. It's no inconvenience at all, Sundance said rapidly, waving her hose and smiling. I guess I just feel like this isn't a proper kind of place for a princess to stay. Nonsense. It's perfect. You're an Earth pony. You live here, Luna said. And that's the idea. To be perfectly normal. She smiled brightly. Sundance smiled back. Well, there's a cooking issue in... Oh yes. Don't worry. I know my way around the kitchen, Luna said, trotting off. She went around and spied it before trying to it. Looking about, she spied the refrigerator and opened it. Rummaging around, Sundance followed, looking nervous. No, I don't mean you have to do that, Your Majesty. I mean, I can cook. Nonsense. I'm here to learn what it means to be an Earth pony. So therefore, I will act like an Earth pony, Luna said as he started up at the oven. She smiled brightly and winked. Don't worry. I'll stay away from the microwave. Sundance nodded and chuckled a bit. She sat down and kept an eye on it as Luna worked. Unfortunately, nothing blew up or burst into flames. Soon enough, they were sharing a dish of eggs, vegetables, and rice. It was an unusual mix of foods, but quite palatable, and Sundance sighed with a smile as he laid on her couch. That was great, Your Majesty. Where did you learn that? Studying cookbooks, and some practice, the princess said modestly. I didn't set anything on fire this time. Nope. So, I can stay? Luna asked. Sundance nodded and smiled. Sure, not a problem. Sundance got up and procured some keys. Here you go. Front door key, back door key, and your room key. My room? Oh, right, my room. I forgot all about that, Luna said. Where is it? Right this way, Sundance said. She trotted over to the hallway and up the stairs. She unlocked the door at the top and opened it. Luna tried inside and smiled. I'm sorry if it's not very roomy, Sundance said. Luna shook her head. No, it's perfectly perfect, she said. Good. When will your things get here? Sundance asked. Or is that all you have? I'll bring the rest when I'm done with my work tonight, Luna said. She turned and smiled cheerfully. Thank you very much. Oh, you're welcome, Sundance said brightly. Luna went to her room and shut it behind her. Sundance went downstairs to her room to grab a nap before her shift began. All in all, as she thought about it, this wasn't a bad thing. Luna was very neat, very clean, and very organized. She wasn't likely to have cult friends in at all hours of the night, and had given her a generous amount of money to stay. Really, what was the worst that could happen? You'll be sorry! Right. Round 2. Oh, forgot to mention, by Andrew Joshua Tillon. Sundance awoke to the sound of an alarm clock. Even through the several floors, it was annoyingly loud. Her old roommate had gotten it, because he was a very heavy sleeper, and it was the only way to get her up. Her old roommate. Eep! Boom! The house shuddered as an explosion went off. Sundance scrambled out of bed, but only succeeded in slamming stout first into the wooden floor. Ow! She untangled herself from her sheets, galloped out of her room upstairs. She stopped short of the hole now at the door of Luna's room. She looked behind herself and grimaced. Yes, there was a hole in the outside wall, too. She slowly opened the door and peeked in. Princess Luna? The princess had apparently been staring at the hole left by the alarm clock. She guiltily looked back where it had been sitting on the side table by the bed, and back at Sundance. Hello, she said. Sorry, but I was, surprised by the alarm going off. Oh, no, it's just fine, Your Majesty, Sundance said, raising a hoof. No, it's my fault. You see, I was, curious, she admitted. Sundance blinked. Curious? Well, I've never woken up with one before, Luna said. Usually I awaken due to the natural shift in the world as the sun rises and sets. But, an alarm clock seemed normal, Sundance guessed, feeling a bit resigned. Luna nodded sheepishly. Sundance sighed. Well, good thing you gave me so much rent, huh? Sundance joked. I can fix it. I will fix it. It should be very easy with my magic. Luna quickly said with a smile. You don't have to worry about the thing. Sundance nodded slowly, but the first real hints of doubt regarding the whole arrangement were creeping into her mind. Now, do you think I'll need nails? Maybe mopping. I don't think those two go together, but I'm willing to experiment. To keep Luna from constantly apologizing, Sundance suggested that the princess buy them dinner before they had to go up to the palace to work. Luna found this fair, and so they headed off to a restaurant of Sundance's choice nearby the palace that a fair number of employees of the royal family used before and after their shifts ended. Hence its name, White Castle Royale. Ha! Luna had already raised the moon, so they trotted in and took a table. Luna almost immediately pulled out some books and a journal from her saddlebags and began reviewing them, her trusty abacus clinking away as she wrote down notes. Sundance trotted off from her as some other ponies at the other tables who were engaged in similar work and couldn't help but smile. What is it, Sundance? Luna asked, glancing up over her glasses. Sundance shook her head and chuckled. Nothing. It's just that you look, well... Yes, how do I look? Is something wrong? Luna asked, suddenly worried. No, it's just that, well, you look normal, Miss Celine, Sundance said. Luna stared for a few moments, and Sundance saw her career going down the drain. Gods! Hot this rapscallion floor gets thrown into the dungeon, or then banished, then thrown into another dungeon where I banished her too, Princess Luna declared, for some reason waving herself with an ornate fan. No, please! My kitty mark says that I must be free to bring sunshine into other people's lives! Sundance pleaded. Luna smirked coldly. You forgot, my dear, I am a fan of the moon! That is wonderful, Luna said with a large, genuine smile. Sundance smiled back, feeling far more relieved than she thought she would. Come on, Princess Luna isn't like that. Sundance! Called a male voice. Sundance turned and smiled as her cold friend entered the restaurant. Hoyden, hello. She trotted up to her, and they rubbed noses together. Luna coughed and looked at her notes, which drew Hoyden's attention. He smiled brightly. Oh, who's this? He asked. Oh, this is Celine, my new roommate, Sundance replied. Luna nodded back. Hello. It's nice to meet you. Sundance has told me everything about you, Hoyden said with a teasing wink to his mare friend. Sundance opened her mouth to speak, but Luna beat her to it. Well, I just moved in today. This morning, I mean. I moved in this morning. Late morning, actually. Now I'm just here as I'm getting ready to go to work with Sundance at this restaurant, which is perfectly normal, Luna said quickly. Hoyden blinked. Sundance refused her to face off. You're her cold friend. That must be nice. You look nice, Luna said quickly. Hoyden blinked. He looked her up and down with a serious expression. From her books to her cutie mark, Sundance had a premonition of sudden doom. Oh no. He's going to blurt out her identity, and everyone will know, and she'll freak out, hit an alarm clock, and... Librarian, Hoyden guessed. For Princess Luna? For? Yes, for Princess Luna, a librarian. Who's a librarian? Luna asked quickly. Hoyden nodded seriously and looked over at Sundance. Librarians for the royal palace always look like her. The younger ones. He looked at her. And the pretty ones, too. What? Luna gasped. Sundance nodded quickly and moved forward, sending a hoof over Luna's. Yes, she is a librarian. She's under a lot of stress, but Princess Luna isn't a bad boss to have, Sundance said quickly. So, really, Celine is just a little stressed. Yes, I am just a little stressed, that's all, Luna said quickly. I need to read, and it'll make me less stressed. She frowned. What's that ticking noise? Hoyden gestured down with his nose. Luna looked down, and saw that she began clicking the beads of her abacus, rapidly out of nerves. She stopped, and gave both her ponies the cheapest grin. Sundance coughed. Well, Hoyden, We need to talk about that thing.
Somewhere else, she said quickly.
That thing? Oh, yes, that thing, Hoyden said. His memory helped. My Sundance's kick to his leg. He smiled at Luna.
Pleasure to meet you, Celine.
Thank you, Celine said, holding a book to carry her embarrassed face. Sundance led Hoyden outside the restaurant, leading him to a window where she could keep an eye on the princess. She looked at her cold friend with a sigh. I'm really sorry, Hoyden, but Celine's, new to Canterlot. Very new.
I gathered,
Hoyden said dryly. He winced.
Didn't have to kick me.
Well, I didn't want her to feel any worse than she already does. Sundance said defensively. Hoyden nodded vigorously. All right. So, where is she from? Hoyden asked. Sundance sighed. From the moon, she said flatly. Hoyden snickered.
She does act like it. Poor mare. Seriously, let me guess. Bucket's tight, not friend in the world.
He looked through the window at Luna, who was carefully taking over her abacus, like a little filly might her teddy bear.
Except maybe that boxing.
Abacus, Sundance corrected.
Abba what?
Hoyden asked. Sundance shook her head. Never mind. Look, the point is, she's going to be staying with me for a while, to get used to Canterlot and everything.
Well, not to worry. I know what will fix her up,
Hoyden said happily. Sundance gave her cold friend a withering look. Not Thistle.
Oh, come on. He's about being depressed all the time now. It's just awful,
Hoyden said.
He needs a mare friend. Brad!
And you would inflict him upon her? Sundance asked in disbelief. Hoyden rolled his neck in the equus version of a shrug.
Well, maybe she just cheer him up.
Life's just one bad thing after another. Nobody's stopping by longer than they need to.
Luna sighed, sitting outside of a little tent built out of sticks. Thistle sat next to her and nodded. Yup. No! Luna Sundance said sharply. Not Thistle.
Well, what about Traveler?
Hoyden suggested.
He's nice, reliable, salt of the earth kind of colt.
He's into younger mares, isn't he? Sundance asked.
Not that much younger. I mean, every pony's younger than him.
Hoyden said with a laugh. No.
Well, how about...
No! Dating is not something that will help out Celine at all, Sundance said. Hoyden shrugged. Well, I do know this royal guard called Supernova. He's over there. Wonderful bat pony.
But, honey, she needs some pony else in her life. It would give her some stability.
He nuzzled her.
I know the happiest moment in my life was meeting you.
Oh, stop it, Sundance giggled. Just because it was doesn't mean you need to brag about it.
Yeah, but I just think that, well, why not help her out? After all, you're letting her stay with you.
He smiled at her through his bangs.
You never do that for any pony you don't want to help.
Sundance looked up at the sky, the moon that had so recently held the dark mare. Staring up at it, she found her smile fading. Yes, I do want to help her, I suppose, Sundance said quietly. But I don't think I can help. Not her.
Come on. What pony hasn't ever felt alone before?
Hoyden asked. Sundance sighed and nuzzled Hoyden. Her cold friend nuzzled her back a moment, confused. I think she might be a little out of my league. Sundance admired. Hoyden looked at her in the eyes with a bright smile.
There isn't a pony I know you can't get a smile out of,
Hoyden said.
Just like you said to me. All it takes is one smile at a time.
Dang straight! I suppose, Sundance sighed. Sundance looked at the window. Hoyden? She said in a calm voice.
Yes?
She's gone, Sundance said, eyes widening.
Well, she couldn't have gotten far, right? Hoyden smiled. I'm sure she can take care of herself.
I'm sorry. I don't quite understand, Luna said to the two colts now on either side of her. One smiled on a large grin that was full of teeth.
I said, you're very hot.
I think it's quite temperate, actually, Luna said politely, flexing back on her bucks. The other colt rested his hoof on her buck.
She looked at him over her glasses. Yeah, temperate. Listen, can I buy you a drink? The cult asked. Or can we buy you a drink? I really love the kinky librarian look, by the way. Really wicked, the other cult said. Luna blinked and used the hoof to pull a lock out of her mane in front of her eyes. Kinky? She asked. Ah, look. Can we buy you a drink? The second cult asked. Luna smiled. Well, of course you can if you want. That is normal, right? Yeah, that is. The first cult said. Luna smiled tearfully. By all means, do so, kind sirs. But not here, the cult said. Little place across the street. Well, as long as I'm back soon, Luna said. She packed away all her books and notes in her abacus into her saddlebags and smiled. Lead on. No, you don't understand. She is gone, just like that. She's too meticulous to just run off. What are you so worried about? She just probably headed to the bathroom or something. With all her stuff? Sundance demanded. Well, sometimes to get extra work done. She's not you. Oh my, this is very, rustic, Luna said, looking around the bar curiously. The first cult nodded and looked at the bartender. A beefy-looking cult with a cutie mark in the shape of a bottle. A tattoo of a skull on the inside of his neck. Oi, little bee, he asked. As Luna sat up at the bar, the cults took seats on either side of her. The usual, for all three of us, the first cult said with a grin. The bartender harumphs, and then set down 3 shots. He poured from a clear liquid into each one. Luna blinked, lowered her nose to sniff the glass. She made a face. There seems to be a great deal of ethanol in this beverage, she observed. The cult drew it back. I don't think it's safe to ingest. Lighten up, Sugar Cube, said one of the cults. You get used to it. Yeah, get used to it real fast, the other cult said. Luna blinked curiously, then shrugged. Very well. So he turned it up and gulped it down. Then he spat it out in a plume of fire. Ugh! Yuck! My tongue is burning! She groaned. The cult stared. One laughed. Don't worry about it, babe. There's lots of things you can do with your tongue. He smacked her bottom with his tail. Luna's eyes widened, then narrowed. Sundance, you're really freaking out. What's wrong? Hoyt asked. You're acting as though she is a kaboom! Sundance's eyes widened. She galloped off and around the restaurant to the adjacent street. A bar that stayed open and dive-like, despite the fellow that was now on fire. Numerous ponies were out and looking around. The fire departments and bells were already ringing. Sundance's eyes widened as he galloped off and around the restaurant to the adjacent street. A bar that stayed open and dive-like, despite the development around it, was now on fire. Numerous ponies were out and looking, and the fire department bells were already ringing. Sundance shook her head and ran through the stampede of ponies out the bar. Sundance! Sundance! Hoyt yelled as he ran after her. After pushing through numerous other ponies, he finally made it into the bar proper. He came to a stop next to Sundance, and after seeing if she was okay, looked into the bar itself. Oh, walking bulb, he mumbled as he stared at the 2 gulls cowering in a bar before Celine, or rather, Princess Luna. Her wings were spread, horror was sparking with energy, and her eyes were glowing pure white. Behind her, shells of liquor were on fire, and set fire was shooting straight up and all around above the princess. No pony who hauled any such a modest would utter such a thing, disgraceful faucet! You ruffians! Luna snarled. Her voice was booming in a place deep inside. Sundance reacted in the same way it did to thunder. The twin cults whimpered. Hoyt coughed. Yeah, that's Castor Pollux, all right, he muttered to Sundance. You're taking my roommate and being the moon goddess very well. I might freak out later alone, or put the energy to other uses, but I think I'm in shock right now, Hoyt said. Good. Sundance tried forward. very, very slowly placing herself between the Colts and the angry Luna. Your Majesty? Miss Luna? It's me, Sundance. Hello, Sundance! I know who you are! Luna boomed. I'm sorry I went off. These... Yes, them. They took you to this bar, right? What did they do? Sundance asked with far more calm than she felt. It's embarrassing! Luna stated, making the glasses on the tables that weren't overturned break. Sundance smiled and tried up closer to the moon guys. It's okay. Just tell me. Well, they brought me to a very unpleasant drink, and then they... First, can you bring it down a little? Sundance asked. Luna blinked, and abruptly the light show faded. She was back to her normal Alicorn self, with an embarrassed flesh. Yes, well, sorry. Well, what sparked me on the... Nope, she whispered. Right. Well, I say they've learned their lesson. Haven't you, Colts? Sundance asked the two terrified twins. They nodded vigorously. Neither of you would be saying anything about this, right? This is the bar caught on fire, Hoyan asked. They nodded. One twin squeaked when Luna looked at him. Good. Princess, your disguise? Sundance said. Luna's horn glowed. After a moment, she was back to being Celine. Good. Now, let's get out of the way so the nice fireplace can put this out, shall we? They left the bar, just as several bright red fire engines were pulled into the scene. Hoyden followed at a short distance, just trying to look casual as they doubled back and started on their way toward the palace. I'm very sorry, Luna said. I didn't mean to freak out. Hoyden asked. Sundance glared at him. He called, trying to help. Yes, well, I did freak out, Luna said. Her ears drooped, but also late. Yes, all right, Your Majesty, Sundance said. I suppose you don't want to be my flatmate anymore? Luna asked miserably. Sundance laughed. As long as I don't hit you on the rump, I think I'll be fine, right? Ah, right, Luna said with a smile. Sundance smiled back. Hoyden tried up next to Luna and Sundance and saw a bright grin in his mere friend. She returned it gratefully. Well, if you excuse me, Hoyden said. He trotted off behind a grove of tree. Luna and Sundance watched. Where's he going? Luna asked. Sundance sighed. He prefers to do his freakouts in private. Ah, so he is a true gentlecoat. Luna nodded. Sundance chuckled. Oh, yes. Yes, he is. Okay. Hoyden sighed and closed his eyes slightly. Phew! Okay, most important thing. Never, ever suggest a threesome, no matter how hot it might be. Okay? Okay. He nodded and smiled. Okay. So, ready for work tonight? Sundance asked. Luna nodded as she looked back at her saddlebags. Yes, I should have it all, right? Yeah. She turned one saddlebag upside down and dumped it, and its contents all over the ground. She did the same to the other, frantically searched for the small piles. Sundance blinked. Your Majesty, what is it? Luna looked up at her, looked trembling. My abacus! Where is it? Sundance felt a headache coming on. Oh, crap! Round 3. Hoyden tried into the apartment, whistling tearfully to himself. He looked into the kitchen and living area, and smiled as he spotted his mare friend sitting and staring morosely at her hose on the couch. He crept up behind her and took a deep breath. If you're going to scare me, do it a little less loudly next time, Sundance said, depressed. Hoyden released his breath in a sigh and nuzzled Sundance. Things aren't any better, huh? No, Sundance sighed. She's even worse. She only goes out to raise the moon, work, and lower the moon. It's driving me nuts. Well, what have you tried to get her to come out? Hoyden asked. Everything. I even sprang for baseball tickets for a baseball game. Princess, come out. Look what I got. Luna poked her out. What is it, Sundance? Slam! Sundance blinked and looked at her attire. Baseball cap, baseball bat, and baseball on her hoof. She looked at Luna's door. Something I said?
She has a phobia of baseballs? Hoyan asked incredulously. You'd think flying around things would be her bread and butter. Sundance sighed miserably. I don't know what I'm going to do, Hoyden. I mean, if Princess Celestia isn't able to do anything, what can I do? What makes you say she's not able to do anything? Hoyden asked. He pressed her mane with his breast. Sundance murmured, enjoying the sensation. Well, wouldn't she done something by now? Sundance asked quickly, looking up at the room above. Hoyden shrugged. Maybe she's doing something right now, relying on us to help Princess Luna. Who knows? He smiled lovingly. Either way, you haven't failed yet to bring a smile to any pony's face. Until now, she groaned. And stop brushing me. You're making me feel better. I want to be depressed. Oh, come on. I've got just some news to cheer you up. Hoyden said, brushy, brushy. What? Stop it already. Sundance laughed. I've got a blind date serum tonight, Hoyden said, for Luna. What? A blind date? That's not going to help. I swear, if it's any of your bonehead friends. It's not, really. This is a stand-up cult, I swear. Brushy, brushy, Hoyden sang, adding a tickle to his ministrations. Sundance laughed. Hey, stop it. I mean it. Brushy, brushy, brush your cares away. this will make me agree. Sundance laughed. Brushy, brushy. Again, Sundance rolled onto her back, kicked her hose in the air playfully, to try and get Hoyden away. He responded by climbing on top of her and kissing her happily. She returned it eagerly. Sundance, I was thinking, Both ponies looked up, just in time to see a lunar shade and colored blur race up the stairs and into her room with the slam of her door. Sundance glared at her cold friend, who smiled back at her sheepishly. That doesn't make my idea any less valid, Hoyden pointed out. Sundance grumbled. I hate it when you're right. She groaned. Because it's so often? Hoyden asked smugly. Sundance smirked. No, because it's so rare. Ow! Hoyden said, holding a hoof over his heart theatrically. Looked at the ceiling. You know, we don't necessarily need another cult for tonight's date. What's that supposed to imply? Sundance asked dangerously. Hoyden gulped. Nothing! Sundance tried up the stairs to the door, knocked on her hoof. Slowly, very slowly, Luna opened it, brushing brightly. Hello, Sundance, she said, looking up at the ceiling. Hello, Princess Luna, Sundance said. Look, I'm sorry for... No, sorry I'm intruded, Luna said quickly. Oh, that was my fault. I apologize. I am unused to the openness with which ponies express their affection now. She admitted with a sigh. It was very different back in my day. She looked down at the floor. Sundance took the opportunity to pull the door open fully, keeping Luna from hiding behind it. Even without the magical enchantments to hid her true form, she looked small and vulnerable. Not that I did such things in my day, Luna quickly corrected. Sundance nodded. Uh-huh, Sundance said, nodding her head. Dealing with Luna at this stage was like dealing with a frightened bird. Frightened, superpowered, prudish, and insecure bird who could destroy the world, but a frightened bird nonetheless. I mean, I was very chaste, very, well, I preferred the sciences, the arts of politics and economies, the forces of history, Luna went on. Uh-huh. Celestia was always more social than I was. Far more social, she blushed. Almost scandalously so, at least back then. Now, I doubt it causes any shock at how social she can be, especially with that student of hers. Luna's eyes narrowed. Her special, beloved student who's currently recessing friendship. Her expression became one of sorrow. Who defeated me and freed me and I spoken forth with sister? Princess Luna? Sundance tried. They just held horns together. Back in my day, they would have been sisters, or the closest, I mean... Luna parted the floor with severe bliss. We're close, you know, very close. So very close, it was outrageous, I couldn't. Princess Luna. Sundance said a bit firmly. Luna looked at her. Sundance found herself resting her hoof on the Moon Princess's shoulder with a smile. Believe it or not, when I was growing up, I was really socially awkward too, Sundance said. I hid behind my parents, I hid behind furniture. I tried to be alone whenever possible, because I didn't know how to interact with any pony. Luna frowned. How did you overcome that? Simple. With science, Sundance said, seizing upon sudden inspiration with a smile. I investigated. I went out and experienced socializing. I learned how to act and how to relate to other ponies. Luna smiled, nodding at this perfectly logical conclusion. Of course! That's the only way you're going to learn too, Sundance said. She bit her lip. Now comes the hard part. So, I've arranged for you to learn about socializing. How so? Luna asked. Sundance took a deep breath. By taking you off on a double date with a friend of Hoyden's. Luna's eyes widened. Oh no, I couldn't. I don't know the cult. Well, yes, that's the point, Sundance said with a smile. It's a blind date. He doesn't know you, and you don't know him. But I'm ready. She indicated her horn and wings. Sundance smiled. You're not going to marry him, Princess Luna. It's just a date. You're going to learn about him, and he'll learn about you. Well, a little bit about you, Sundance amended. You have fun, she smiled. I'll be there the whole time, don't worry. Luna frowned. Wait, trust me, Luna. Nothing will go wrong, promise. Sundance said. Well, not disastrously, she admitted. Luna very slowly nodded. Very well, as long as you're with me. Of course, Princess Luna, Sundance said brightly. She quickly nuzzled Luna, and then blushed, as her princess did. I'm sorry. No. I need to get used to this kind of thing, what? Luna asked. She moved forward and kissed Sundance briefly on the nose. Sundance's eyes widened in shock. Luna blessed herself. Too much? The Moon Princess tentatively asked. Well, yes, but I... Sundance sighed and closed her eyes. Hoyden, were you watching? An embarrassed cough came from the foot of the stairs. No. Sundance looked down and glared. You better not have been. Hoyden stared. His mirror friend glared back. He sighed. Yes I was. Luna's door slammed shut. Sundance brought her hoof to her face with a groan. You idiot! Hey! She was kissing you! This is not my fault! The cult protested. Well, now how am I supposed to get her back out here? Sundance glared at him when he cleared his throat. And you better not say kiss her again, got it? Not even crossed my mind. Hoyden spoke quickly. Then turned and looked at the front door, muttering to himself. Sundance wasn't able to pick up all of what he was saying, but at least two of the words she made out were never and ever. It took a fair amount of coaxing, but Luna finally acquiesced. After all, she still had to race the moon. After she disguised herself and put on her bow from the day she first moved in, she trotted out the door with Sundance and Hoyden at her sides. Sundance felt a little bit like a royal escort. The princess and her hoof maiden, with her royal bodyguard, trot the streets of the capital. They reached a rather nice restaurant, Buckeyes, which had started out as a wagon restaurant, but had subsequently become a fairly successful chain. The restaurant still kept reminders of its past, though in particular, the building itself had real working wheels. Sundance saw Hoyden a look, who shrugged back. This is about as casual as I could make it, he murmured to her. Sundance sighed and looked at Princess Luna, who was eyeing the restaurant with some reservation. Miss Celine, we can eat somewhere else if you like, Sundance suggested. No, it's fine, the Moon Princess nodded. Shall we? They trotted up the steps to the inside of the restaurant. Hoyden gave their names to the head waiter, and he took them to a table. An already occupied table, by a familiar red stallion chewing on a stalk of hay. Hey, Big Mac! Hoyden said cheerfully. Been a while, buddy. Yup, Big Mac said with a smile. His eyes caught sight of Luna, and widened. Oh? What? Luna gasped. Sundance looked back and forth between them, a nasty suspicion entering her mind. You two know each other? She asked. No, Luna said quickly. This is a blind date. Therefore, we have never seen each other before.
Yup,
Big Mac confirmed, reassuming his former stoic confession.
never.
Sundance looked back and forth a few times. Eyes narrowed. Huygen blinked and shrugged. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm starving. Let's order something, huh? Huygen said quickly. He took a seat and smiled cheerfully. Luna returned a rather nervous smile as she sat down next to Big Mac. Sundance took her own seat. Eyes narrowed. What can I get you all to start? The waiter asked. A truth potion would be nice, Sundance thought as Big Mac and Luna determinedly didn't look at each other. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, Luna thought to herself. It's him, it's him. This is so awkward. What am I supposed to do now? She glanced at Big Mac. He glanced back. She looked away, and she imagined he did the same. Oh, I'll just need to get through this. Big Macatos is an honorable pony after all. He doesn't talk much. He is inoffensive. She glanced back at him again. He is attractive. Wait, no, stop that. Minnie, you're far too old for him anyway. You're far too old for any pony, Hermione pointed out. How many ponies around here are pushing 1,000, save for Celestia? Somewhere, a brown pony with an hourglass cutie mark sneezed. Finding the sensation enjoyable, he and his companion headed off to procure some pepper. It's number 11, isn't it? So, really, you might as well enjoy tonight, right? Luna thought to herself. Nothing will happen. She tapped her hose on the table and smiled nervously at Big Mac. Big Mac returned it. Luna blushed. But what if he does? Oh, Big Mac, I can no longer contain my crazed lust for your handsome, broad body, Luna cried dramatically, falling back as she held a hoof to her forehead. Big Mac caught her, face extremely stoic.
Yup, same here. Come with me, my Alcorn angel. We will away my pony-shaped fighter plane,
Big Mac said, rolling his head in the direction of said craft. Luna gasped. Oh my! I didn't know you had a pony-shaped fighter plane!
You never asked. Now, I'll have to head off and find some more, 'cause that's what I'll do,
Big Mac said. Luna was suddenly standing in a wedding dress and crying. You come back, won't you? Luna sobbed.
I might not. You'll wait for me, right?
Big Mac asked. Luna nodded. But of course! Big Mac slipped on some sunglasses and trotted off to the plane.
Balding.
You'll never see him again! Just like you'll never see me again! Abacus yelled.
Miss Celine?
Big Mac asked. No! No, I don't want you to go! Luna said quickly. Big Mac stared, as did Huygen and Sundance, as did a lot of other patrons. Luna's face buried in embarrassment as Big Mac cleared his throat. Oh, I'm just going to go to the bathroom. Go ahead. No problem. Come right ahead, Luna said. She covered her head with her hose, finding the urge to just hide under the table. In fact, that seemed very appealing right now. No, you are the Moon Princess, Luna of Equestria, Arbiter of Helens. You will not hide under the table. Again, she mentally amended. Ah, well, we're going to the bathroom as well, Sundance said. She took hold of Luna's hoof and pulled her along. Order for us, won't you, Huygen? Of course, Huygen said, as he downed his drink with a grin. Once in the little mayor's room, Sundance looked at Luna right in the eyes. Okay, Princess, what's going on? Do you know Big Mac? Sundance asked. Luna nodded. Yes, we went to a few baseball games together. He's the older brother of a friend of Twilight Sparkles, who, of course, is Princess Celestia's student. Oh, Sundance said. She nodded and chuckled. That's really nothing to get nervous about. Not unless you two made out in the bathroom or something during the 7th-inning stretch. No! Oh, that would be the very idea! Luna huffed, bright red. Sundance raised her hose appeasingly. All right. I was only joking. Just relax, Princess Luna. It's not that big a deal. Everything still applies, okay? She rested a hoof on Luna's shoulder. So you don't have to freak out, okay? I was not freaking out, Luna mumbled, averting her eyes. Sundance sighed. Yes, you were, she said. But it's all right. Just ask him about his day. What brings him here? Listen to him. Ponies like it when you listen to them. You know that, right? Luna nodded. Of course I do. I sometimes decide on wishes made upon stars. You do? Sundance asked, interested. Luna nodded. Yes, I find it doesn't. There's so many people ask for guidance and help for the night sky. Luna admitted. Sundance smiled. Well then, there you go, Sundance said. Have you ever heard of some of Big Mac's wishes on stars? A few, Luna admitted. Sundance smiled. Well then, start from there. You'll be fine. You really think so? Luna asked. I know so. Sundance smiled. So Luna finally smiled back. All right. When they returned from the bathroom, the orders had come. Hoyden had dug in right away. Big Mac had waited, when the two mares took their seats. Only then did he begin eating. Luna flushed at the show of chivalry, while Sundance glared at Hoyden. Couldn't you have waited? Sundance asked. Hoyden shrugged. I was hungry. Long day. Wasn't it a long day, Big Mac? Hoyden asked. Big Mac nodded. Yup. So, what brings you to Camelot, Big Mac? Luna asked. Big Mac blinked and smiled. I was pulling some apples into the market. We supply a lot of local grocers, so I was carting them all up here. Luna nodded. That's good. Don't you wish you could fly? Wouldn't that make everything so easier? Big Mac chuckled. I reckon it would. Like on big feathery wings that are brightly colored, like that cape you made when you were 5, Luna said. Big Mac blinked. What? What? Hoyden asked through a mouthful of spicy oats. Luna coughed. I assume you did so because so many young colts do that, don't they? Wear capes, run around trying to fly, because that's very cute for young colts to do. Luna asked with a bright red blush. Big Mac slowly nodded. Like that? Yup, he said. Hoyden grinned. Oh, bro, I did that too. It was awesome. I broke my legs once jumping off a roof because I wanted to fly when there was a meteor shower. Our first date, Sundance said dryly. Hoyden chuckled. Yeah. Yes. Remember how you wished he'd grow up and stop drinking that milk out of a cotton? Luna asked. I worried he was looking at the flanks of that cute waitress at the local cafe. Hoyden's jaw dropped. Sundance winced and waved her hose in a shallow way to try and keep Luna from continuing. However, she was still going strong. And he was, did you know that? But he likes your flanks much better, Luna said. Hoyden went bright red and covered his face. The Sundance Raven became desperate, as though she was trying to signal a Pegasus for help from atop a burning house. So Sundance doesn't have to wish any more for better flanks, because she's got them, Luna said cheerfully. She doesn't have to worry about it, and not her diet. She can stop eating chocolates and nuts to get bigger flanks. Celine! Sundance hissed. Luna looked at her. What? She looked at Hoyden and looked up at last. Also, Hoyden, what is a threesome? Why would you wish to have it with us? Is that some kind of social ritual? Hoyden hid his face under the table, as Sundance saw him a glare of pure rage. Luna looked at Big Mac, confused. Big Mac's jaw had dropped, and his haystack had fallen to the floor. I said something wrong again, didn't I? Luna said in a very quiet voice. The double date moved out into the local park, where numerous other couples were trying together happily and contentedly. Not so for Sundance and Hoyden. Sundance! Honey! Wait! Wait! Hoyden called as Sundance galloped off. Leave me alone! Luna and Big Mac were left alone. They looked at each other, and then away. Luna rubbed her front leg awkwardly. I am very sorry. This is embarrassing, Luna admitted.
Yup,
Big Mac said. He looked at her.
Want to sit down?
Luna nodded. They trotted over to a bench and sat there in silence. Luna looked up. She looked out at the frolicking couples and the night lights of the city inside. I couldn't imagine this. 1,000 years ago, ponies were afraid of the night, or slept through it, or regarded it as some kind of inconvenience. She narrowed her eyes as she focused on the bright lights. They made those lights so they wouldn't have to deal with the darkness. Their own little sons. Celestia, sister, you were always the more popular one, the nicer one, the more social one. She looked down at the ground as familiar as feelings of anger rose in her. She spoiled the date, made her two friends very angry at each other. Nothing but trouble since she decided to try life as an earth pony. This was a mistake, Luna growled. I did what Sundance said, tried to use my gifts to interact with others, to be me. But being me isn't what anyone wants. I'm not Celestia. I lost my Albicus, and I made everybody unhappy, and now, she kicked the rock in frustration. I should have just stayed in the moon. Big Mac was silent for a long time, watching her. Luna felt angry tears come to her eyes. She tried to blink them away. The big stallion then cleared his throat, and Luna looked over at him. What?
Have you flown up over the city since you were back?
He asked quietly. Luna frowned. What do you mean? Of course I have.
At night.
Big Mac specified. Luna blinked. What difference would that make? She asked softly. Big Mac just smiled.
Just give it a try,
he said. Luna frowned but nodded, making sure no pony was watching. She unfurled her camouflaged wings and took off, flying high in the sky. She stayed above Big Mac's position and soared higher and higher. As she watched his form fade into the darkness, she began to notice something. All the lights of the city were the things that shone through the darkness the most. The higher she went, the more prominent they became, until finally, when she reached where the air was cold, she stopped to look down. She then really looked, her jaw dropping. She looked at the nighttime sky, her beloved work of art, and then back down again. Slowly, reluctantly, she flew back down to the park bench where Big Mac was waiting. She landed and wiped her eyes. They look the same, she whispered. Big Mac smiled.
Yup,
he said. She pawed the ground awkwardly. How could you have seen it?
Pictures from Pegasi,
Big Mac said.
Sometimes I like to look at them.
Oh, Luna said softly. Big Mac leaned forward.
Now, can I ask you a question?
Luna flushed as she sat back down on the bench. Sure. You ought to be more embarrassing than my questions.
The North Star. You put that up, didn't you?
Big Mac asked. Luna looked at Big Mac with a frown. Well, yes, sort of. It's a little more complicated than that, but yes.
Was it always pointed north?
Big Mac asked. He tried to the bench and rested on it. Luna followed and sat down with a sigh. She looked up at said star and thought long ago. It's because of how the world is tilted. It was Celestia's idea, I think. Give the world seasons, she said. Due to the spin of the planet, that star moves the least right above the North Polar area, and so it's used for navigation.
Did you intend that?
No, but I'm glad that's how it turned out. Big Mac smiled.
I'll learn to navigate by night when I travel around, he said. It's never steered me wrong, so I guess I want to thank you for it.
Oh, well, you're welcome, Luna said, blushing furiously.
Can you tell me more?
I'd like to, but what about Sundance and Hoyden? Luna asked. Big Mac smiled.
I think they'll work it out themselves. Sometimes you can't do nothing to help. You gotta let things go as they will.
Luna slowly nodded. So, she looked at him silently through her bangs. What do you want to know about first?
How about meteor showers?
Big Mac asked. Luna's smile grew. Sure. The weird thing is, this predicted a certain IDW comic. Sundance! Sundance! Sundance made it to a hill near the center of the park. Panting for breath, she finally turned to glare at her cold friend. I cannot believe you! Wishing for it on a star? She demanded. Hoyden bowed his head. I didn't think she'd hear it. So you're not sorry you made the wish, huh? Sundance demanded, rearing up on her hind hooves and kicking out her front hooves. Hoyden was knocked in the jaw, and he went down hard. Sundance stopped immediately, and eyes went wide. Hoyden, are you all right? Oh, I am so sorry. I'm sorry, she cried. Hoyden groaned. No, I'm fine, he said. He worked his jaw as he stared up at her. You got quite the right hoof. Oh, I'm sorry. It's just that, she sighed. You make me so mad.
Just because I wish to have Luna too? Huyen asked. I, I'm sorry, Sundance. I really am. I say and do a lot of stupid stuff, but he got up and nuzzled her. That's why I love you so much. You tell me when I'm being stupid, so I can stop it. Sundance sighed and looked aside. Then she slowly looked back at Hoyden. I guess I never even realized how much of a smash she is. I feel kind of jealous of her. Sundance said, That's the worst thing I can feel, but I do anyway. Well, yeah, it kinda is, Hoyden said. In Sundance's angry glare, he called and backed up. Sorry! Sorry! You really suck at cheering me up, Sundance growled. But me wishing for free zones, it isn't so different, is it? Hoyden asked. It's really, really stupid. Sundance stared at him in silence for a while, before she sighed. Yeah, I guess, she mumbled. Sorry. I'm sorry, Hoyden said again. It was a really stupid fantasy. Totally not ever going to happen. No, Sundance said. Hoyden smiled at her. But why would I ever want it to? He asked. Sundance laughed. Charmer. Hey, it's why you love me, he said. Bright lights flashed overhead, and the two looked up. Falling stars lit up the night sky in a brilliant display. Hoyden watched in awe. Well, will you look at that? Sundance murmured. She moved closer to her cold friend, and the two watched in silence. She looked at the moon and smiled. Thanks, Luna. I wish you could see what you've done for us. Sundance blinked. She swears she could hear the meteor showers form a smile for a moment. And then she smiled back. Of course. Luna sighed happily. She looked over at Big Mac. I feel a lot better now, she said. Thank you.
Yup. Don't mention it.
Big Mac said. Luna sighed.
What's wrong?
Big Mac asked. Luna pouted. I just wish I knew what happened to my abacus, she said. It's made me so stressed out this week. I feel like I was about to burst in. Abruptly, two ponies galloped up. One was a brown colt in a pinstripe suit with a wild mane of hair, and the other was a gray Pegasus with a blond mane and wild eyes. The latter had a mail satchel. Huh? Luna asked. The Pegasus rummaged in her satchel and handed a familiar-looking brown box. Luna's eyes widened. My abacus! She cried out happily. Grabbing it and holding it tightly, she looked up at the colt and Pegasus. What did you... Sorry, can't say anything. Thank you for letting me borrow it, the colt said. Well, not borrow. Borrow without asking. I need to stop doing that anyway. Your sister sends her apologies, and let me know borrowing it without asking you after the fact. It's complicated, and right now, 5 things and a lizard are all happening at once, so we must really be off. Hello, goodbye! The colt ran off. The Pegasus smiled and kissed Luna's cheek. Well, all to you, sweet, she said, before flying after the colt. Luna stared after her, and then at Big Mac, who had no more answers than she did. She looked down at her beloved little Agabus, and then up at the castle. In a single moment, it all snapped together, and she smiled. You evil mastermind, she muttered. High above in Canterlot, Celestia smiled indulgently as she saw that her package had been delivered. She then tapped her hands together with a warm and happy smile. Just as planned, she chuckled.